Hello, everybody. Good afternoon out there today, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Orlando. Show them that logo on that shirt, though. What is that? It's Orlando Williams. Yes. Basically, we are tuning you in to tell you a little bit about the JC virus and what it is. Just follow along with us. We're going to take you a little bit on a journey and let you know what it does to the body. How long have you had it so far now? 10. He's been having it now for up to 10 months. And it's been very aggressive. Even when he first got it the first months, I'm sure a lot of you guys know how aggressive it is and how it can affect as far as towards many mobility areas that you kind of move with. Um, the family basically and friends been getting an abundance of love, and that's really a lot that channels as far as with the JC virus. JC virus basically can become PML. A lot of people don't know as far as to how you can get it, but it's an 80 up to 80% of the population. So anybody can get it at any moment. If you have an immunity issue that all of a sudden strikes and your body can't fight, it can be quite bad. Orlando, can you tell us how do you feel right now? Watching, What are you watching? Ellen talking about. I don't want to talk. He told me to come on here and make a video and let you guys know I'm scruffy and stuff like. He just, but it's bad. It's really a bad disease. Right now, it developed in his cerebellum. If you guys don't know, it's the cerebellum is a brain. Majority of the time, it doesn't touch into the brain. It's going to filter through the body, which is the JC. PML is going to develop if the JC isn't kept under. JC is like the virus that filters through your blood, and once the immunity is compromised, it wakes up. If you don't get it, once it hits the brain, it's not good. I know the first few months when we first kind of like had the experience, it was a little rough. Talking went, and then as far as towards mobility that went, walking went, it just was really bad because no, since no one knew about it, we were looking all around to try to figure it out. We did blood tests, and he was misdiagnosed. He was misdiagnosed for so long, and it's just unfortunate that it just we caught it to that point where it already turned into the PML and it aggressed into his cerebellum. And those that you don't know what the cerebellum is in the brain, and it controls the central nerve system as far as towards to get you to communicate, touching, moving, anything as far as towards the signals from the brain, excuse me, the cerebellum basically controls over. I know it's been a rough journey. It's so many things on Google, and there's so much stuff out there that you don't know what's real or what's fake. But I do know, I don't know if you, those of you who have really had people in your family, if you have someone that's really close to you that gets sick, you're gonna do everything that you can. The whole family, his mother really jumped into gear, and we didn't know anything about it. We just stayed up for hours and hours. Finally, we got a phone call, and his mom called and say, "Hey, I want to try as far as a trial in Houston," and we switched off and. She put out the information and everything, and we got a trial. But it's pretty nice as far as with the trial of immune therapy. And I'm MD Anderson, and we go once a month as far as for stem cell transfusions. And so far, it's been wearing quite well with his body. How would you say, Rolando? Yeah. Um, that's kind of a way that we were able to get that PML levels in the spine. But keep this in mind. A lot of people don't even know about that. As a lot of doctors, since it's not those many people, as far as 80% of the population have it, but not those many ever have immune systems where it's compromised to the point where it filters through the blood. So a lot of people are not educated. So when you go to the doctors, they're going to tell you things. So the journey is up to you. The journey is up to you as far as what you filter into your body, as far as to what elements are good for you. The journey is up to you. The journey is up to you as far as let me tell you the love that you need to filter around you, the energy, because mobility, as far as your central nervous system, you don't keep moving. What's going to happen is your body recognizes patterns. It's going to recognize these patterns, and that's kind of been one of the things on Orlando's journey is the patterns that you have to really push yourself and work hard because when your central nervous system is affected, especially the area of the cerebellum, is going to start shutting down if you do not work it. So I do know it can be quite encouraging from the experiences that I've had here with my partner Orlando. It has been very difficult. It can easily be affected as far as within yourself, to be discouraged, because as far as like you're not used to being dizziness, which is one of the symptoms that he has symptoms as far as on his left side of his whole body, the nerves, the mobility, it's not as strong as the right side. So he used to be a barber. He used to cut hair really good. That's kind of scruffy. I kind of been waiting for him to get better so I can get a haircut. I'm just kidding. I'm scruffy. But guys, really, 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 I think that there's things that we need to do as far as to reading, besides like not knowing what can happen to us, or what we have, what we, just like cancers, or any type of illness. We need to be educated. We need to know what's out there. We need to be alert. And if you have any loved ones or friends or family members that you have that is familiar with what JC virus is, let's stay in tune. Let's stay in harmony. I do know that was a lot of the biggest things when we first started our journey, was to really stay in touch with a lot of the people that was on the community book log pages. They were out there really canvassing. They were out there really putting it out like it's here. We know it. And because when we first went to the emergency room, he came literally from work, and what were you thinking? It was part of the ENT, your ears, nose, and throat, vertigo. Yeah, it's easily misdiagnosed. In case as far as two different situations where your immunity can be compromised, which is multiple sclerosis, or your immune system can be compromised in HIV or AIDS patients. The sad thing is that it's not that much research currently out there right now as far as multiple sclerosis. If you could suffer from that you know how quick that can like be. But in a lot of cases, a lot of people with HIV that has not transformed towards the AIDS virus are able to get their immunity up to a point where it's undetectable, which it helps, because once your immunity is up, that's going to then go and fight those cells that the JC is before it can even possibly turn into PML. Now, Orlando's case, the JC, although I believe I mentioned earlier that it was already PML. So it's really fortunate with everything. It wore well with the body and stuff. I believe like it was real bad at first. They're going to do something where they check cultures. If you're interested in going to MD Anderson and finding out as far as for how the system of stem cells transplants work, you can go there, and they'll let you know a wealth of information. Dr. Olson and Dr. Rogavati, I'm sorry about completely butchered the name. I'm getting it. They're wonderful people, genuine, true characters as far as for saving lives. So stay tuned. I don't know if is a lot of stuff that you can know, but I want to be here as a channel, or I want Orlando. He really was the one to say, come on, and like I want to do a video. So we are going to be here. We currently still working on things as far as with speech therapy, as far as with movement mobility. When we first started this off, unfortunately it struck so fast to the point that he was in a zombie-like stage. So everything is really replenishing, and it's coming back. We're going to stay tuned, and he's going to be strong. He's going to be cutting hair, and we all are going to encourage and uplift one another, because we're going to fight this JC and PML, and we're going to look at all those juvians that can kind of be really good and healthy for our body, which we did do in Orlando's case, which we did, and we're filtering, and we are going to be survivors. Yes. Give me a high five, man. That's how we do it over here. And you guys are going to do it. We're going to stay tuned in. Orlando Williams and Mike Anthony tuned in. Love, peace, joy.